Thornbridge Brewery, Firestone Walker Brewery, Pondera West Coast IPA.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
What a mouthful that was. I've got to stop calling Thornbridge Thornton. Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got a can of this. It's the Thornbridge and Firestone Walker Pondera West Coast IPA collaboration. Now this was sat all by itself on a shelf in Morrison's, and I've never come across this before, but it comes across as a really good West Coast IPA. Now, I don't know if you've been watching my other videos. You know, I've done quite a few reviews of the Thornbridge stuff. They've been going since, I think, 2005. Is it 2005? Yeah, I think it's 2005. Up in Derbyshire, in a place called Bakewell. Famous for its tarts. Less said about that, the better. But the Firestone Walker Brewery have been going since 1996 in California, and they have got a really good reputation. They use quite a lot of traditional brewing techniques, and they appear to be big fans of British brewing. So I suppose the collaboration was inevitable. The top fella at Thornbridge went over there after the World Cup. I think it was in 2010? Can't remember. It was so long ago, but yeah, he went over there and obviously got in touch with them, and they decided to do this collaboration. Now it's a West Coast, and West Coast isn't my favourite style of beer. Let's get back to this beer. Here's the can. Quite a nice can actually. Reminds me of the Löwenbräu can. So you've got a bear fighting a lion. Okay, fair enough. It is a 6.7% 440ml can of West Coast IPA, and normally, I don't know, I shouldn't do it, I shouldn't bash a British brewer, but Thornbridge for me are distinctly average. All of the ones I've tried there's never one that's really stood out and made me sit up and take notice. And I've tasted some of their collaborations before as well, and they've not done it either. But what's making this really interesting is the fact that they use carapils malts, which are really good. They're non-fermentable. That's a non-fermentable malt, and it gives it a nice mouthfeel and it gives it good head retention. But they also use British malt, i.e. Maris Otter. Now I don't know whether you've ever You probably have. You've probably had beer with Maris Otter in it before. But what I've noticed about Maris Otter, it gives it a lovely creamy sort of taste. Now, they use, I think it's 5 different hops. I don't think I'm going to get any of that in there. But it's good to know that that's in there. They use Munich malt as well. Munich malt is like the pale malt, the blank canvas if you like. And that's got that nutty, toasty type flavour to it, you know, the stuff that you get in the decent Bavarian beers like Paulaner, Hacker-Shaw, and of course all the, you know, Schneider Weiss and the Weihenstephaner, you know, all them big decent breweries. Inga is another one. Anyway, I'm just going fucking rambling here, aren't I? Yeah, it's 6.7%, it's a West Coast IPA. There's a load of spiel on the back. What does it say on the side? Ponderosa is the result of an exciting collaboration with the highly respected Firestone Walker. Expect a fantastically drinkable West Coast IPA with a refreshing bitterness and flavours of passion fruit, of kiwi, passion fruit and guava. The Kiwi. Okay. Right. Let's shut up talking and let's get this open. Now, I have had this in the fridge and I've turned this down. I've turned the temperature down. Wow. Even now, I'm getting wafts. There's Mosaic. There's Mosaic and Citra in here as well. Idaho 7 is another hop that they've used in here, which is something that is a new one on me. I've never had a beer with Idaho 7 hops, which, you know, as the name suggests, it comes from Idaho in the United States. But as I'm talking, I'm getting resinous pine just wafting over towards me, which is really nice. Out of the can. Yeah, more of the same. Pine, grapefruit, bitter grapefruit, and it smells nice. The Mosaic seems to be dominating in this, but on the palate, who knows what it could be. There's also Australian hops in here. They've got Galaxy hops, which are Australian, and they've got Simcoe as well. So they're your 5 hops that they've got in here. And I must say, on pouring it, it looks pretty decent. Nice cloudy, golden amber type colour. Quite a bit of carbonation in it, can you see that? Looks quite good. What are we getting on the nose? Yeah, more of the same. More bitter, grapefruit, resinous pine, and a bit of sweet fruit on top of that as well. Looks promising. Let's get it down the hatch. Cheers. Oh, that's bitter. That is more bitter than a Spurs supporter's tears. But I'll tell you something, if ever I was going to say to someone, or somebody asked me, what does the West Coast IPA taste like? This is it. Nice. Yeah, that's really good. West Coast isn't my favourite style of beer. I'll admit that now. But I'll tell you something. This is West Coast done right. And it's the first one from Thornbridge that I actually like. And I'm not sure whether that's the Firestone Walker influence on it. But they've got this right. This is amazing. This to me is what a West Coast should taste like. Looks cloudy, light coloured, foamy white head. Loads of bitter grapefruit, pine on the aroma, and on the palate you've got bitter grapefruit. You've got the resin that comes immediately after, and you've got a fantastic mouthfeel. I can taste the carapils trying to get through there. There's a very, very slight creamy sort of taste and mouthfeel to it, but the hops dominate in this, and there's 5 of them, and they've got that combination quite good. They've got the Galaxy, they've got the Simcoe, they've got the Mosaic, which you can't go wrong with Mosaic, even if you single hop a pale ale. I think, who is it who done a single hop pale ale? And I think it was Ednam's done a single hop pale ale, and they only used Mosaic, and that tasted brilliant. But this is really good. This is fantastic. I know they I know they go on about the kiwi fruit and the guava. Is it guava they've got on there? I couldn't even tell you what guava tastes like. That's a fucking, yeah, guava and passion fruit. I can definitely get the passion fruit in there. That's subtle, but it is there. Guava, I don't know what it tastes like, to my shame. And kiwi fruit as well. I don't really like kiwi fruit. Too many fucking pips in that thing. But what I am getting is like a lovely hoppy bitterness. A nice mouthfeel on this. The cream, you know, that creamy sort of mouthfeel that you get from the Maris Otter. It's just coming through on this. I can just feel it coming through in the mouth, and the taste as well. And all in all, that is a really good West Coast IPA. And as they say, it is supremely drinkable. Really nice. As this warms up, I've got my hand around the glass, so I'm obviously warming this up slightly. But as I'm warming it up, I'm getting a little bit more of that Maris Otter malt coming through. It's subtle, you won't taste it, but you get the mouthfeel. Get it in the mouthfeel, and you get like a really, really subtle cream type sort of taste and mouthfeel to it. This is lovely. This is really good. So what's the verdict on this? Well, to be honest, this was Thornbridge, and I've really thought twice about picking this up. It was all by itself on a fucking bargain basement next to the Black Sheep pineapple milkshake IPA. So I just thought there's a reason. And there was the disco forklift from the Scottish brewers, and the Crossing the Rubicon. Now, Crossing the Rubicon, I remember reviewing that and thinking that was just fucking rubbish. And they were all sat there, and I thought, they're sat there for a reason. And I was in two minds whether to pick this up or not. And then I've just noticed now that the can's dented at the bottom, so that's probably the reason why it was there. But I'm glad I did pick this up, because you know what? This is a really good West Coast IPA. I am going to give that a 9 out of 10. Now, West Coast is not my favourite style, but if they all tasted like this, I would come around to it, definitely, because it's got everything. This is really good. I do like this. I don't prefer this style to the New England stuff, but yeah, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. I'm definitely going to recommend it if it's still available. I don't know whether this was like a end of line job at Morrison's, but I've looked at the website, they still sell it on the website. If you're a fan of West Coasts, get that. You will absolutely love it. Really good. 9 out of 10, recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.